Hi, Deb Boulay, August 10th, 2022, talking to you today about health and safety in schools. So, again, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's the triangle that I'm working off of that I chose to use. We've already talked about the bottom level physiological needs, what you need to do, what you can do to intervene to improve life for your child in a school on a physiological level. And we're up to the second level, which is safety. It's a huge topic, absolutely gigantic, and one that I am very passionate about. I have been injured in more fights than I can even count over the course of my career. And not because I tried to stop a fight, but because I was collateral damage in a fight. If you have not been in a school and experienced this yourselves, it is hard to understand what it is that your child goes through when this happens. So, after prayer and reflection, this is where I'm going to start. I'm going to describe to you two incidents that I was involved in this year and present you with not too many details to overwhelm you or to really scare you, but to really talk about the gist of these two events. And if what happened to me could happen to me, what can happen to your child? Incident number one, fall last year. The building I worked in was a middle level building. And I was in a copy room, which is in a corner. There's a hallway that was in front of me and another hallway that ran that way. As I was in there making copies before my next class began, a number of students, dozens and dozens and dozens, gathered very, very quickly, cameras ready, lights, action camera for the fight that took place. And through the screaming, I was able to see through arms because I could not stand erect and get out of that copy room. I could see a very tall male student picking up a very short female student. I won't tell you what happened, but it was not pretty. It was scary as heck. I could not get through except if I went on all fours, which is exactly what I did. As I'm shouting, put down the cameras, stop, you two stop. We can do this another way. No matter what I tried to say as I'm crawling, it was disregarded. It was an absolute frenzy. I was able to get through because there was no guard around. I was able to get through to the other side of the mob, stand up, go around a corner, scream for a guard, found one who then followed me back and was able to break up that fight. Trauma, yes. Anxiety, yes. I didn't know until I went to my class that I had actually been either kicked or hit. I don't know if you can see this, but this bottom section of my neck is swollen and it's red. Um, and no need to talk about how that injury was and what happened after at this point. But I had to teach that class, boom, as if nothing had happened. Within 30 seconds of that fight, it was all over different platforms of social media. That's a fight. So, um, it's hard for me to express what I really want you to feel, but I think you get it. This is not what you want for your child to be involved in, be a victim of. It's not what you want your child to record and be excited by. And it's not what you want your child to be afraid of. Usually this is broadcast via social media and the phones, which are allowed before it happens. And that's how the kids gather so quickly. They're waiting, looking at the time. You see them looking at the clock. There's several indicators that something is about to happen. And so that's incident number one. Video two is going to be incident number two. Video two about health and safety is going to be my incident number two, which was much more serious. See you shortly.